Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you are watching or streaming this show. My name is DERLINE Pierre Louis, and welcome to Real Talk with DERLINE Pierre Louis. I have a special guest with me, and this is no stranger to this world of politics and this world of wanting to make lives better for our residents of Palm Beach County. So this lady is not only my friend, she's also a very authentic, respected, loving, kind, but don't cross her. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to Real Talk, Chistina Romeluus. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Chistina.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's such a pleasure. I have missed you.
Oh, me
Thank
too.
you for welcoming me back to the Real Talk. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to be here with you, Darlene.
Well, you're in my living
Happy
room.
New Year, by
Happy
the
New
way.
Year, happy
Yeah.
birthday, Valentine's right around the corner,
Yes,
so happy everything.
Yes. Will you be my Valentine?
I'm already your Valentine. Just tell your husband not to be jealous. I'll send you back home.
I love you.
Oh my
it's so
goodness,
good to
my
see
friend,
you.
how are you?
I'm very good. I am very well. It's 2026 is off to the
Great.
races. It's
Yes.
off to the races. It's off and running, and I'm so excited because I get to share with you and with your Real Talk audience today some exciting news that I have that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already heard.
They've heard it through the grapevine?
They've heard it through the grapevine, but we want to make it official right here. You heard it on Real Talk first.
Thank you.
That Chistina Romulus, I am officially running for Palm Beach County School Board District 4, and I'm excited to share that with our community and make sure that they're aware that that's what's going on.
Whew,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yes.
It's nice to have a parent, someone from the community, someone who's as rooted as you are to run for such an important seat. Why are you running?
Here's the thing. I think for those of you who know me, you know my background. I served as the vice mayor and commissioner in Boynton Beach for over 6 years. And as I served in that capacity, it allowed me to see not only firsthand the issues, but then to put solutions out there. So when we talk about the affordable housing crisis that we're having right now, even back in 2018, 2019, when I was in office, I already foresaw that. I foreshadowed that we would have those issues. And so my biggest pillar that I fought for when in office was to make sure that we had more affordable housing. So now in Boynton Beach, if you drive through, you'll see apartments, single family homes, all of them that are built for and for the community, that are at fair and equitable rates, that people don't have to feel like they're sacrificing rent just for food. And these buildings are brand new, they're built, they're state-of-the-art facilities. You have laundry, you have internet, you have beautiful granite countertops in the kitchen. And for me, it was always about respecting the families, respecting the individuals. I never felt like, just because it's affordable housing
that it has
means
to be
supposed to be cheap,
ceramic,
cheap, and just whatever is the cheapest thing to do. So I respect our community in that way, and I made sure to serve in that capacity. And so why I'm running for school board, it's the same thing. We are now in 2026, and we are seeing, especially after COVID, just how education has not only declined, but drastically declined these last few years in terms of the level of education that our students are able to get. In Palm Beach County alone, we actually have seen that only 54% of our third graders are actually able to read on a third grade level.
I did read that, and also I heard on NPR too that due to COVID, because the parents of lower income children were not able to stay home with them, so the kids were being taught through the internet. And if the internet was weak, even though there was a lot of things that was put in place to make sure that every house had internet and every house had laptops, but still that handheld, that interaction, that camaraderie that kids usually get when they're in the classroom is different. It was missing.
100%. And so there were significant gaps that occurred during and after COVID, and we still have yet to bounce back from a lot of that. And so I'm a mother of two boys. I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and my boys are in 7th and 4th grade, and I've seen their struggle that they experienced when they went through COVID, and what we as my husband and I have had to do just to help equip them and bring them back. And I'm privileged that I have the ability to do that and support them, but I know that not every parent understands the education system here in America. Not every parent has the resources to get tutors and get help outside of just themselves for that student. And when you're thinking about the classroom, I am a former professor. I taught at Palm Beach State College for 6 years. I taught anatomy and physiology, so shout out to all of my students who struggled through my class. You did excellent, I promise. But anatomy and physiology it's a whole other language. It's literally Latin when you're teaching a student how to do that. And so when you think about it, the students who I saw come through my class, they were the product of our K through 12 system here in Palm Beach County. And so I could very quickly, within day one, see the difference between the students who were equipped, well educated and prepared and ready for my anatomy and physiology class, and the students who were just like
mind-boggling.
Just the information was just
over their head.
It was over their head, and it was too much, and they didn't have the basic foundations. They didn't have the basic, just fundamental knowledge to really be able to stay at pace with the information that I was imparting to them.
And knowing who you are as a professor and as a caring person, you stayed after class. You had extra office hours.
Exactly.
And you also connected them with tutors, because I know Palm Beach State does have a whole tutoring department.
And that's a sacrifice that I am willing to make because I'm trying to do the best for my students. But think about it. A regular professor, and same thing for me, and in the classroom, I can't slow down and say, let me stop and let me repeat or slow it down for the students who aren't able to keep up, at the detriment of the students who are on pace, who are going with me. I can't do that. And so when you realize that, okay, these students need to get some support, but you can't support them at the college level. You have to start before that.
Before third grade,
is it at the high school level? No. Is it at the middle school level? No. It's at the third grade and even before that.
I believe in pre-K,
kindergarten, exactly. And so I realized when we look at these reading scores, 54%, that means basically 1 out of every 2 students can't read at that grade level. And so, unfortunately, prison beds are being decided and made at that third grade level.
That bothers me.
Of course. And that's a whole other conversation for another day. But I think the most important thing that we have to ensure that we understand is that we can't let these kids fall behind, because once they start behind, they stay behind. And again,
and it's harder for them to catch up.
Oh, 100%. And so once they get to me at the college level, for example, I can't help them catch back up from what they were already lacking since pre-K, kindergarten. And so my goal, as God willing, your next school board member, is for us to really take that phrase of "it takes a village" to heart. I want to see that our community rallies, because we can't be upset at what we're seeing happening right now in our school systems and just be angry but not really
put action behind it.
Toward it.
So what do you think as parents? I am blessed. Both of my sons, as you know, are adults. I have granddaughters now.
Wow.
So I have
Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Wow.
And I'm noticing what we do as a family. Their mom, my son, myself. We make everything an educational.
Oh, yeah.
So we're having tea, you know me and my bougie tea.
Yes.
So we're having tea and they wanted to help.
Yep.
So I put the pot at their lower, I don't do tea bags. I use real cinnamon stick and lemongrass leaves. The good stuff.
Yes.
And so we're pinching this, and I let both of them, and I said, we're counting the leaves. How many do we need? Ounces of water. They just want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But everything we do as parents, we feel like even if English is not your primary language, you can educate your kid in your own language, because everybody has, you know how to read. And if you don't know how to read, you know how to count.
Yes.
So anything you can do to help excite the learning in your child is what you need to do.
Encourage it.
Encourage them.
And if your child is curious, don't
shut
squash
them down.
that. Don't shut that down. Answer their questions.
Yes.
The stage, thank God my kids are out of that stage.
Yeah.
But that why stage, that just means that they're trying to learn.
They're
trying to understand.
Why?
And so if they tell you, or if they ask you why, don't just say, because I said so. Just give them an answer. They ask you, why do we have to do it like that? because this is how da 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 da.
Yes.
And I know it takes a little extra time.
It does, and
I
you're
know
tired. You're working 2-3
you just
jobs.
wanna get
We
to the
get
point.
it. We
But
get
it
it.
helps. It helps so much to just talk to that child because it opens up their mind, and you'll see
the
how
curiosity.
yes, it feeds their curiosity, and
Yes.
that's what little kids are. They are
Yes.
sponges. They're
Yes.
learning,
Yes.
and so I want to see that recreated in our community. I want to see that from birth up until 5. Our community is taking a more active role in our children's education. At home, we're reading to the kids, right? We're reading to them before bed.
And I've said that to parents. If you can't read in English, you have French books, you have Spanish books. If you speak Portuguese, read in your own language.
We have Creole books.
We have Haitian Creole books, yes.
Like actually for me right now, that's something I'm doing with my boys. I'm
nice.
ensuring that and that's a whole other project I want to talk to you about because that's
good.
something else that
Okay.
we're launching as well in the
Oh,
2026
nice.
year. So we'll get to that.
Oh,
Remind me to
girl,
get to that
okay.
before
I
we
will
wrap up
let
our
you,
show
yes.
today. But right now, I'm reading the Haitian Creole Bible to my sons every night. That's what we do before we go to bed. I'm reading it to them in Haitian Creole, and so that's a way. And I realize for
and
me,
that's helping you with your Creole.
100%, 100%. And so we have work to do.
Yes.
But when we're talking about things that we can do to support our students and support our community to see the education outcomes, because that's the goal. At the end of the day, it's the outcomes. Because we can't be upset at what's happening right now in our society where kids aren't reading anymore. They're stuck on TV and
or
phones,
their iPads,
their electronics all day. They don't even know where the library is. They don't know what a physical book looks like or smells like. Have you ever smelled a fresh brand new book? That's one of my favorite things to experience. And so we have work to do as a community. And so I'm putting out this challenge because I realize every time I get into office, I have a why. I have a very strong why. Because being an elected official it's not for the weak.
No,
it's not an easy calling. And so I sacrificed 6 years of my life to serve in the city of Boynton Beach. And after that, I took some time away. I spent some time
you had to recruit
I had
for
to
yourself,
recover.
for your family.
I had to recruit myself, my family. And it allowed me to reset, allowed me to travel, allowed me to get perspective and understand really what's happening around me in the world and where I can continue to be useful. And even though I wasn't in office, I continued to serve my community. And I saw that education time and time again continue to be the thing that more people were asking for help with. And it wasn't just the little kids, it was the older adults who were going back to school, who were learning a new profession, who were who maybe their jobs had become downsized because of AI and things like that, or just technology taking more over, and so they had to shift and learn other things. So education is always around.
You're
us.
always learning, and just because you graduate high school or you graduate from your bachelor's doesn't mean it stops.
No.
Even in certain professions like mine and also yours, there's continuing education.
Correct.
Every 2 years, each one of my categories of services that I provide requires 12 or 24 hours of continuing education.
Correct.
So
and you're
always
in
learning.
accounting. You're in the finance world.
There's
always new rules and new regulations,
yes,
new policies that are coming out of Washington, D.C. So if you didn't continue to educate yourself,
I wouldn't be
how
able
would your
to
clients
service
be
my
able to
clients.
benefit from what you know and what you're offering them? You'd be giving them information still from
1999.
1999, and we're in 2026, and the tax structures have changed drastically. Just in the last 2 years, the tax structures have changed, let alone the last 20 years. So it's the same concept with education. We have to really take it seriously, and especially for our kids, if we want different outcomes, if we want the end result to be different, we have to start from the beginning. And so I want to see our churches take this challenge on. I want to see our local schools, our daycares. I want to see
even
all
tutoring
of our,
centers. We need
everywhere.
more of that. I know the schools with the Title I program, they provide those kind of services, but a lot of our parents don't know about that. And they're sending these information either, I don't know if they still do newsletters, because when I worked at Hayden Elementary, I was responsible for translating the principal's newsletter that went out to all the parents. I don't know if there's still newsletters going out to the schools. There is, because you still have kids in the school system.
Yes, and actually they're coming from the district, actually.
Oh, not from the individual schools?
The individual schools have them too, but the school district has... Bito David
Bito is doing it, that's true.
Is responsible for that. So I mean, that's a beautiful resource that we now have in the Haitian community, especially to be able to educate our families in their native tongues. And especially with the influx of individuals, new immigrants that have come here, we're seeing all types of languages be reflected and be necessary to transfer things. So Spanish, Portuguese, different African languages, different, more like languages that are in the, South American dialects and things like that. So
because like with Guatemala, there's over 26 different dialects.
Correct. So there's so many different opportunities to educate our students, but we have to make sure that as a community, we're all doing our part. So that's the challenge that I want to give to our community, that we can't expect different outcomes by sitting back and waiting for
someone else,
the schools or the systems to be the ones to take all of the onus to educate, to raise, to discipline, to do all the things for our kids. We have to play an active role. It really does take.
So look into your camera and talk to your constituents. Tell them what is it that you want from them to help support you, but not only support you to get into office, but also to support you so that anything that you're putting into you want to implement is going to come to fruition, because they're going to implement it themselves in their homes.
Absolutely. So it's a village. I strongly believe that word is, for me, it's the basis of my campaign. It takes a village, because I am asking for your vote and I'm asking for your support to put me in a position to support our community. But I also realize I'm asking for the community to rally for us to see the change for us to be the change that we want to see. And in order for us to see our children having better outcomes, in order for them to actually graduate and be prepared for the real world, to go into business, to go into college, to go into starting their own trades and doing things around our community, we need for them to be prepared. And by prepared, I mean since birth. Since birth, we need to be doing things to support them and to prepare them for the education system. We can't sit back and cross our arms and be upset when we see that our kids aren't producing the things that we expect, because it takes all of us to be involved. So I challenge you, join me on this journey. Join me on this journey as we reform and reshape our education system, because we can't do this battle alone. We can't take on this fight alone. The system is what it is, because unfortunately we've allowed for it to grow to this monstrosity that it's become. And so we have to do our part to change. So I'm asking for your vote to help me get there, to sit on that dais in the school board and to make policies that will help improve the outcomes of our children. But I'm asking you to play a part. Read to your kids at night or whenever you have the time to read to them. Talk to them about their assignments and their school. Ask them, how was your day at school? And don't just accept good as the answer. Right. Don't just accept good as the answer. Ask them, tell me about it. What did you learn today? What was the best thing you learned? What did you not like about the day? Talk to them about what's happening in their school day so that you can start paying attention and hearing what's happening. And that way you can be an active part. Participate in parent-teacher conferences. I will tell you, the most important thing that I ever did for my kids growing up was when I saw my kids start to struggle, I instantly asked the teacher to have a parent-teacher conference with
you can ask. You don't have to wait for them to initiate it.
You have to ask. Because if the teachers see that you
engaged,
you want to play an active role, they're now all of a sudden going to take your student more seriously. They're going to make sure that if they see that child falling behind or that they're not able to deliver or perform on certain things properly, they're going to engage you immediately.
Yes, that's true. And I did the same thing too with my son, because he struggled. Most boys struggle with reading and comprehension.
They do.
And so when I met with the teacher, she's like, what is he interested in? What does he like? And I said he likes autobiography. He likes to learn about other people who discovered things, who did things, and he also likes snakes. Did I tell you the story about snakes?
Oh.
Baby, this boy likes snakes. So we read so many books on snakes that I felt like at night, snakes were in my bed.
Oh, Lord.
But we learned so many different types of snakes that were in Africa, that snakes that only laid their eggs under rocks, and all these different things. Not all of them go into burrows. And I'm like, but that's what he likes. So she's like, you don't care what he reads, as long as he's reading about something he likes, he's going to want to read. And that's what we did. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yes, that's a good thing. Don't wait for the teacher to initiate the parent-teacher.
Exactly.
You can initiate it. You can say, well, I noticed he's not he or she. I'm saying he because I'm biased. I have sons.
We both
have sons. So we're boy moms.
Yes.
But he or she is not interested as much and doing their spelling bees. And I used to give them money for spelling bees.
Yes.
You know?
Oh yeah, and we're raising a new generation
Yes.
of kids now.
Yes.
The things that worked, what
Worked with
our
us.
parents did for us is
Won't
not
work.
going to work for our children.
No.
Right? And your kids are a little bit older.
Mhm.
Mine are still in the system. And then we have the new parents who are just coming up,
up.
and they have a whole new set of the Gen Alpha kids, Gen
Yes.
Beta. I don't know what they call them, but those children are, each of them are different in their own
Different, yes.
respect. And so
Yes.
incentivize them, find out what
Find
they
out what they
like.
like. Yes.
Like my youngest son, he loves money. Anything you want him to do, if
You
you
offer
put
money,
on the table,
he's got
it's
it.
happening.
Yeah.
Right? My oldest son, he loves the outdoors. He loves fishing. He loves
Oh.
going places. So anything you want him to do, tell him, okay, we're going to go
We're gonna
fishing,
go
honey.
fishing.
We're going
Okay.
to do
Oh my
however
God,
long
that's
you
so
want to stay out
cool.
on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You get this done, we're going to go. Okay. You know, so you got to know what will
like that.
pull your child, and you attract them, and you get them to deliver.
And
It's
I
all
like the
about getting them to
reward
perform.
system instead of the taking away, because
Right.
we are all rewarded. When you go to work, you get a paycheck.
That's right.
You know, so that's the same thing for the kids too. You find out what they like. Mine wanted to read in bed with me when he was in 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah.
I'll be in my bed reading my book. He was in his bed reading his book. His love language is quality time. He
Yes.
just wanted to be with me.
That's
My younger one wanted to be in his room on his own. He could be reading, building blocks or Lego, whatever, but he liked his own space,
Yep.
his own time.
Yep.
But his reward system is he liked an extra 30 minutes of watching TV, because during the week we didn't watch TV. You know, we didn't watch TV till Friday night, and then when they started playing sports, we barely watched TV, because you know what happens on the weekend when there's a tournament, right? With
Right.
basketball,
They're gone.
it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They're gone, yeah.
So you find out what your kids like, and you reward them with that.
That's
And you do gradually. I did staging. So if he wanted to watch an extra 15 minutes of SpongeBob, this is way back when, and that's what we did. But it's over. It's not. I mean, it's not over yet. It's only 15 minutes. You only earned 15 minutes. So if he wants to watch the whole 30-minute episode, then he had to earn the 30 minutes.
Wow.
So rewarding system, I feel, works best, because if we look at ourselves as adults, we like to be rewarded.
That's
We
it.
like to be given compliments. You know,
Exactly.
if you're teaching like my 3-year-old and my 2-year-old to put on their shoes the right way, we put stickers on the big toe. See, you need to have your toe match the sticker, because they keep putting it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And you can try to teach them as much as you want, but until something clicks with them,
That's so smart.
yeah, we just find things.
Yeah.
Be creative.
You have to be. You have to be. It's so true. It's so true.
And as parents, your kids are going to teach you a lot.
Exactly, exactly. And so I know we're talking to the parents, and we're talking about education and how we can improve the outcomes.
Mhm.
But I also want to talk to our
Business
business
owners.
community,
Yes,
our,
yes.
our employee and
Yes,
employment
employee.
community.
Mhm.
Because think about it, education is relevant to them too.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times when we're talking about education, people just kind of,
Parents, I don't have kids, so
yeah, I
it's
don't
not
have kids, that's not
relevant
my
to me.
problem.
But you
what
know,
about-
with me, I
Right.
bring in interns.
Correct.
So
If you're a business owner,
Yes.
like you and I are,
Yes.
what about the employees, the
Yes.
staff that you have to
Yes.
hire?
Yes.
If that staff is coming from a school system that's broken and
Yes.
that's not, they're not
Yes.
well read,
Yes.
they don't know just common sense how
Yes.
to do the basic math
Yes.
concepts, you're going to sit there spending time just to teach your employee
basics.
You don't have time for that.
I don't have time
That's
for
not your
that.
job
No,
to
it's not.
to re-educate your
Yes.
employee. You expect them to come out of school
Mhm.
knowing what they need to know, and then
Yes.
you just have to
Give them
Give
the
them-
tools that they need in order to be able to operate in my environment.
Correct.
For my
correct.
business.
And so, as the business community,
Mhm.
we have work as well.
Yes,
to
we do.
We have to invest in our schools. I see so many times our business community doesn't understand that they
Yes.
have an active role to play in our education.
A big
outcomes, too.
role.
And so, I want to give another challenge
Go
to
ahead.
our business community.
Yes, talk.
I want our business community to understand that you are part of this village that we're talking about. It takes your resources, your time, your investment in order to see the results, the outcomes, because you see the finished product of what goes through our K through 12 system and our college system. You see the finished product of that. And so if you're dissatisfied currently with maybe you can't find people to hire,
Quality
you can't
people.
find quality people to bring into your company, you're having to raise in order to find people who want to come in and work with you. If you're having all those issues, think about it. It starts again in the educational system. It starts in the smaller years. So I want to see more of our small businesses be willing to participate and play a role. donate to your local school.
Yes.
Whatever you can do to help the teachers, maybe get supplies and equipment for their classrooms.
I say adopt a school, adopt a classroom. Yeah.
School.
Yeah.
Participate in their local event that they're having, where they can see you and you can understand and hear what the issues are that they're facing. So many schools have the ability to receive sponsorships and donations from local businesses, and they'll promote you. If you have passed by a school lately,
you see the
banners
yes.
on the schools.
Yes.
So it's an opportunity for you as a business owner, but it also will create. It's a win-win for you as a business owner.
I like that. You're getting the exposure.
Correct. You get the exposure, and you also get to see the finished product of what that school will produce for you in the future. So I want to see our small businesses take a more active role in our schools, because we can't complain about the outcomes that we see if we're not willing to play an active role in it.
That is a message that is being launched out to not just the parents, to not just the business owners, but our community leaders, everyone who is residing in Palm Beach County. We have a duty.
Yes.
And you're being challenged by Madam Commissioner. Now, what's your title going to be when you win this?
School board member.
School board member?
Yes.
Okay. So
board
our
member,
new board member for
Yes.
Palm Beach County Schools, Chistina Romeluis. So look into your camera and talk to the people. And what do you need?
Yes.
Ask them for what you need.
Absolutely. So the election is August 18th. We have some time ahead of us. But I want you to understand that we have a lot of work to do between now and then. The district is District 4. It covers from West Palm all the way down to Boca. So there's hundreds of thousands of people to talk to get in front of. So anything that you can do to help us get the word, get the message out there. If you live in a gated community, invite me to come talk to your neighbors. If you are a school teacher or involved in the education world, invite me to talk to some of your colleagues and coworkers. I'm happy to share my platform about what I want to see and what I envision in our education system. We have our official campaign kickoff that's kicking off on Thursday, February 19th, so that's next week. I'd love to invite you to join us in Delray Beach. Feel free to visit ChristinaRomulus.vote. That's Cristina Romelus, that's the phonetic way to say it in order to spell it right, .vote, or you could just find me on Facebook, Instagram, all of our social media handles are there. And to learn more about the campaign, to learn more about what I stand for and what my agenda is on the school board and how I want to transform the face of education in our community. So join us on the 19th, come meet me in person, support the campaign, whether it's through your finances or through your time. We'd love to have your help. If you firmly believe in education like I do, if you want to see our outcomes change like I do, join me in this mission, join me in this fight to reform our education and make sure that our students have better outcomes. So thank you for joining me on this mission, on this fight. I'm saying thank you in advance because I already know so many people are going to say yes. I'm so grateful that people like DERLINE and people in our community are already answering this call to say, yes, we don't like what we've seen in the past so far about our educational system and our education outcomes. We want to see things different. We want to see things change. And so I ask you to join me on this fight, participate with the campaign, ChristinaRomulus.vote. You can find us there on the website. You'll find all of our contact information, phone numbers, emails, all the things. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. You'll find us and you'll get all the information about what's coming up, where you can go and knock on doors with us, how you can make calls to help the campaign, where you can donate $10, $100, whatever works comfortably for you to help make the campaign effective and to get us to that finish line on August 18th to officially win and to start the work that we need to make happen in our community.
Well, Cristina, thank you very much. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your presence.
Thank you.
You're always doing fantastic and wonderful work. And like I said, I'm here to help you in whatever capacity that I can. And I'm also here to help you rally up people to help. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to always have you back us, have you support us. Thank you for listening to us on WSVU, WSVN, WPBR, and other call letters of the radio station that you're listening to this show on. And also for supporting for Jasper TV. My name is DERLINE Pierre Louis. This was Real Talk with DERLINE Pierre Louis, and my guest was Chistina Romelu's. Have a great day on purpose.